This is how Toko Ekambi kicking a bin led to PSG winning a Champions League. To set the scene, it's January 2023, it's Strasbourg versus Lyon. Lyon end up losing this game 2-1, but the Lyon fans think they have figured out the problem. They think that it's Toko Ekambi, who had been on a scoring drought for a very long time. The fans got a bit hostile and they wanted him subbed off, so in the 58th minute, the coach decides to sub him off and bring on Bradley Barcola. Bradley Barcola then comes a regular starter for Lyon, and in the 22-23 season he gets 5 goals and 9 assists. The reason this story is so unique, by the way, is because Bradley Barcola was actually meant to be going on loan to a Swiss club. Anyways, that's beyond the point. PSG end up paying €45 million in the summer window for the signing of Bradley Barcola. They like what they see and they're like, okay, this is probably the right move. Now, in Bradley Barcola's first season, he does fairly well. He gets actually a starting spot, which is quite impressive in your first season at PSG. He plays in some big UCL matches, and overall doesn't do too bad. This is where things get interesting though. The start of the 24-25 season, Bradley Barcola becomes PSG's saviour after Mbappe exits. At the start of that season, he was unbelievable. People think it was Dembele to start off with. It was genuinely Barcola. He was the league's top scorer. He was doing unbelievable at the start of that season. Anyways, fast forward to January 2024. Now, PSG are not having the best UCL campaign. They lost to Atletico Madrid. They drew to PSV. They've dropped a lot of points, and they're looking like it's going to be a Champions League exit. PSG get down to their final 2 games, Manchester City and Stuttgart. This Manchester City game is almost a must-win for PSG, as they'd need it just to get to the knockout phase. In this game, PSG go 2-0 down with goals from Haaland and Grealish. Now this is where it gets interesting. The halftime team talk's done. Nobody knows what was said at halftime, but it changed PSG's whole mentality. Because in the second half, Bradley Barcola gets the ball on the wing, nutmegs Matheus Nunes, runs down the wing, and then plays it into Dembele, who slots it away. That moment right there changed PSG's history and was probably the biggest moment of Bradley Barcola's career. So this was the beginning of prime PSG, beating Brest 10-0 in the knockout phase, beating Liverpool on penalties in the round of 16, beating Aston Villa in the quarter-finals, I believe it was 5-4, beating Arsenal in the semi-finals 3-1, and then ultimately winning the final against Inter Milan 5-0. So therefore,